Guys, feast your eyes on this badass ride. If it looks familiar, well, check out our playlist. We did a whole build series. I bought this brand new, and with 500 miles on it, had Maroney Harley-Davidson horsepower man George Szajowski do a full stage 4 build on this using not Screaming Eagle, all Screaming Eagle parts. He actually put some Beehive valve springs and a bunch of other stuff, different push rods, and this thing's an absolute freaking rocket ship, the Thunderheader. When COVID happened, we didn't sell any bikes for a whole month. In fact, we actually had 3 bikes returned, and our payroll is like, well, at the time was probably $60,000 a month. So we were like sucking pond water, thought we might go out of business because of COVID. So I sold this, my other Harley, and my diesel dually. This I sold to my friend Joe Rothman Jr. And as you can see, it's got brand new Michelin Commanders on there. Nice set of OHLINS. The only changes he's made to it is he put the tape on it right here and these flow pegs, but and the Lepera saddle. These forks I had in stock when he bought it, but he was having so much fun riding it, he wanted to part with it, and he finally bought it back 2 years later, and these are an OHLINS fork kit. The Manic Mechanic installed them. Jeff, can you tell us how this OHLINS fork kit works? Because you were saying earlier, there's something special about it.
Yeah, the stock forks have a dampening rod on one side and just a spring and oil on the other side. Now this setup has a compression dampener and a rebound dampener inside them, so they're fully adjustable.
So one side is compression and one is rebound?
Yes.
And what was the stock one? Had no compression or rebound adjustment?
Just rebound dampening on one side, no compression.
And these fork tubes are 2-inch over?
Yeah, they're 2-inch longer.
They're 2-inch longer, but they actually have them set, the manual says to set them up at that level. So it's probably about 1.5 inches longer than stock. Does that sound about right?
Well, the way they have these set up, there's quite a bit of sag. So when you there's probably 2 inches of sag, so it's really not going to be like a chopper, you know. It sags, but the suspension is so plush now, it works great.
It's much better than it was with the stock Harley suspension. Guys, these are by OHLINS. We're an OHLINS dealer. We've got the OHLINS shock on here, and when I built this bike, it was for me. Like no expense spared, the best of everything. I had the best Harley engine guy in the Northeast build the motor, and we went with the best OHLINS suspension. Jerry did do the saddle. He changed the turn signals, I think, and he's got the police sticker on the back to get out of jail free card. If the name Gerald Rothman Jr. sounds familiar, he was a former, for 2 decades, better part of, in the 90s, late 80s and the 90s, he was a road racer. And I think around 10 years in a row, he was at Daytona. I watched him there every year. I never missed a Daytona since 1990. But he was a factory road racer. So point is, this guy can ride a motorcycle like very few mortals can. And he absolutely loves this thing. He did put the oil cooler on there, which was a nice addition. It's a Jeg mag drive with a cooler on there, which is a great idea because these 117s do run hot, and he put the pegs on there. He was riding 2-up with his wife a lot, but Kirsten just went out and got her own 1200 Sportster, and they've been having a lot of fun riding it. They put 12,000 miles on this since I sold it to him in 2 years, so he's really been enjoying it. I can't wait to get his feedback on the forks. Jeff, did you notice a difference from before you rode it with the forks?
Well, I didn't ride it too much. I can just tell that the forks work very nice now.
They're plush.
Yeah, I mean, when you're pushing down, you can hear them. You can hear the viscosity in the oil, and they're doing a good job now. Before, they're kind of
cool.
They're just like pogo sticks, you know.
I can't wait till Jerry takes this thing out and gets it. I was a little jealous when I saw it, man. I was like, my heart sunk a bit when I saw it. I was like, man, I miss this bike. It looks so good, especially with these forks on here. This was the vision I had, and to see it come to fruition is awesome. And the gold pegs that he put on here, the flow pegs, look really awesome. They set off the gold OHLINS, and bike's still in beautiful shape. And it's one fast Harley-Davidson. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see the rest of the build, go on our playlist on Kaplan America YouTube channel. Look under playlist, and you'll see a Dyna-esque playlist where this went from bone stock, mild to wild. This will be the latest installment on that playlist. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.